So the Blackwater is kind of really slow here, but it's going to pick up some steam when we get closer to Warneford. So I don't know the origins of the name of the Blackwater. We mentioned this in previous episodes. I'm guessing that it's probably something indigenous in origin. So here, the Blackwater comes, speaking of which, comes really close, and you can see there's rock here. So I bet you this is all, this piece right here is fill. You can hear the water running. A little bit of a rapid there. The water in the river is probably way down because it's been so dry. So as I was saying, I'm guessing the origins of the name of the Blackwater is indigenous, because I'm guessing it was probably, what the heck did she see? Probably given the name based on the color of the water. It's got a very dark appearance, probably lots of tannins and things in the water. What the heck did she see? Partridge? Let's snap some pictures again here before we go any further, because maybe when we come back the sun will be out and it'll be a lot harder to see and photograph some of these things. And we use some of these photographs for the thumbnail when we put them up on Google Classroom. On YouTube, my teacher brain is kicking in when I put them up on Google Classroom. You know, some days, come on, Lynn. Some days. So this rock cut is probably 8-9 feet, maybe a little bit, or here's might be a little bit higher. At this point here, there's quite a bit of rock here. So what's nice about this time of the year is that you can see the rock cut more clearly defined with the leaves down. The last time we were here, the leaves had already started to come out. So it's nice. You get this kind of a really nice limey green color, but not great for seeing things. What the heck is that thing up there? I bet you, I don't know if you can see it. It might be a little bit backlit on the camera. There's a couple of metal things. I bet you that is the base for the power line. So on this railway line, the telegraph line was on the north side and there was a power line that went on the south side. I bet you that is a thing to hold the power line pole because they couldn't drill into the rock. So hopefully you can see that with the the zoom on my phone. It's a telegraph pole right there. You can see the piece of the cross beam sticking up. Let's take another picture here. 10 o'clock already. Holy cow. Okay. So yeah, so it's quite a bit higher here, the rock cut, maybe 12 feet or so. Again, lots of jack pines, lots of shotgun shells. Obviously people hunting in the area here. So just enjoy the jack pines here as I zip you through here. Here's a piece of tie right there. So here we're right beside the Blackwater again. If you listen, you can hear that it's picking up some speed as the valley kind of narrows here. Where did the dog go? So, yet another culvert here. So this one's actually, I don't know what footage I'm going to use, if I'm going to get some new one or if I'm going to use the old one. The old one, I didn't realize there were twin culverts here, twin concrete culverts. So I'm actually down there and I'm recording and I'm like, holy cow, there's two culverts. I know, get excited over kind of dumb things. What's the mileage? Ow! Big thorn bush. 74. There's a whole bunch of numbers on here. 74.4 something or other. Okay, let's hold up here for a second and then we'll resume. All right, so we're down here below the level of grade. We're on the south side and we're at this pretty little creek here. And so basically this is about as close as I can get. You can see the concrete culvert right there. I don't know, it's probably about a 4-foot diameter culvert. Looks like it's in pretty good shape. There's actually twin culverts here. I didn't even notice that. Look at that. Had no idea. Like I was just standing here, pivot to my other side, and then sure enough, there's twin culverts. Well, what do you know? Okay, so we're gonna hop the grade and go over to the north side and maybe we can get a little bit better view. Okay, so we've made our way down to the north side of the grade. We're right beside the Blackwater River and you can see it here flowing fairly quickly right beside us. I'm standing right on the riverbank. This is as close as I can get. I'm actually standing on top of these branches. Hopefully I don't fall in the river. So basically you can see the twin culverts here. There is quite a bit of water that is flowing through. You can see some of the rock work that has been done to kind of reinforce the area around the culverts. Again, there's not a lot of room here. I'm gonna see if I can maybe make my way on top of the more western one and see if we can get a better angle from there. Okay, so we shuffled over a little bit and so you can see here I'm standing on top of the westernmost of the two culverts. Again, seems like everything's in pretty good shape. A little bit of erosion here. Some rock work kind of slipping down into the river. Again, you can see the Blackwater River is a pretty fast moving river. And again, you can kind of see that how it lives up to its name. Very, very dark colored water. So what we're going to do is we're going to hop back up on the grade and we're going to continue plugging our way to the west. We're almost at the site of Warneford Station. Okay, we got a quick little hop here. We're coming to one of the most important parts of this hike here, and actually one of the more unique and interesting pieces on this railway line, and I'm going to explain in a second once we get here. So you see we have a little rock cut on this side here. So you'll notice here on this side that the grade starts to widen out a bit. And so what we have, make sure I know what I'm talking about here. So the reason why this is unique and interesting is because we actually have the only significant spot on this line where the grade was actually realigned, and I'm going to talk more about this in the next episode. But essentially what you have is in 1946, I guess they asked first and it didn't happen, and then they had to kind of I guess, go to court over it. So the Brompton Pulp and Paper Company wanted CN to remove and realign the grade that was in this area. So you can basically see the grade splits here. And so you have the original piece of line, as built by Canadian Northern, actually goes that way. It crosses over the river on a trestle. It runs on the north side of the Blackwater for a short distance, and then it crosses back. So the Brompton Company felt that those two trestles were impeding the movement of the logs on the river. And we've talked about the cutting on the river. It goes all the way back up to Neza, where they were cutting. And so they wanted basically CN to get this out. So in 1947, the grade was realigned. So they removed those two trestles, and the grade was put on this side of the river. And so what we're going to do, just give me a second here. Is I'm going to show you the remains of this part of the line, and then we're going to, then the next video in this episode is you're going to see where the grade crosses over the river. So we came here in the summer of 2021. So in August 2021, the water level was low, and basically you will be able to see this. So right here, you can actually see the indentations very clearly from the ties. Right, like that is just clear as day. And so we came here in the summer of 2021, and I went across the river. I thought I was gonna have to swim. Thankfully, the water was low enough we didn't have to. So we went across the river. Here you can see the bottom end from a telegraph pole. Big thorn bush here. And we explored the grade on the other side of the river, and you could see the pilings in the water. You're gonna see some of them here. So here's where there's a bit of erosion. So as we come down here, before we get to the bridge pilings, you can actually see a whole bunch of neat things. This is all coal. This is all coal that's been spilled here. You can see all this black stuff here. So again, going back to the days of steam, all right? Really, CN didn't start running diesels until mainly the 1950s. That's where you saw sort of the transition between the steam and the coal-fired locomotives. And I think right here you're actually going to see some of the piles from the original trestle. There they are. So this is funny. This kind of makes me think of my days back with the PD Railway, the Port Arthur, Duluth, and Western, where you would see the pile. So here you can see the piece of the trestle. So it kind of ran at kind of a bit of a funny angle, a bit of an oblique angle as compared to the normally where they kind of cross at right angles. And so you can see all of these piles here, how they're lined up. They're called bents. And so you can see into here. Got to be careful I don't step on something. And so you can see more of the piles in there. And then we did this in the next video as well, but I'll just show you. So here there's actually, you can see these logs and all this rock. This is basically the deflectors. You can see there's a crib here. So it's basically deflecting the logs out into the channel. And you can see the other side. Right over there is the other side of the trestle. So when we were here in 2021, the water was actually lower to the point where it was like, you know, all the piles were actually sticking out of the water. That area was all dry in there. Okay, so we'll, yikes, try not to fall in the river here. Okay, so make sure you take a look at that episode, and you're going to basically see this, this section of grade here.